What's up, guys? Back with another reaction. If you want, go ahead and like and subscribe. President Biden announced student loan forgiveness, which I know a lot of people feel, myself included, that that's kind of a slap in the face. I personally didn't go to college because I didn't want to start my life out in debt. I went into the military, went and served my country. Yeah, so I just kind of feel like it's a slap in the face for the people who actually made a good decision with their life. So it's kind of messed up that the people who are responsible now have to be responsible again and pay for all these irresponsible people who went and put themselves tens of thousands of dollars in debt for a liberal arts degree. So, I mean, it is what it is. Let's get going with this.
Today, the Biden administration officially announced they are canceling student loan debt for most borrowers. That is good news for the countless borrowers across Tennessee who owe a combined $31 billion. That's according to educationdata.org. Now, folks who make less than $125,000 a year will have $10,000 forgiven from their loans. Pell Grant recipients can receive up to $20,000 forgiven. WSMV's Danielle Jackson joins us now. And Danielle, we know you talked to an expert tonight looking at both positive and negative effects this new policy could have. What have you learned?
Tracy, I can tell you, experts tell me this is an unprecedented case of loan forgiveness that's happened in the U.S. Right now, there are 46 million Americans with student loan debt. The Biden administration loan forgiveness targets providing families and individuals debt relief. President Biden announcing the nation's largest loan education debt on record Wednesday afternoon. The policy receiving criticism on both sides of the conversation.
Those that owe more than that will now
Brent Evans, a public policy professor at Vanderbilt, says the plan is a big deal for people who have been held back by crippling debt.
One, it potentially allows those students to now use that money for purchasing a home, for gaining wealth in other ways. We know that home ownership is a large
They don't have
portion
the
of
money. What do you mean they can now use the money for something else? They didn't have it. If they had it, they would have paid it back.
In addition to that, he says it levels the playing field in places where there have been inequities in the past.
For example, Black students have disproportionately been burdened with student loans, and low-income students have been disproportionately burdened with student loans relative to upper-income families. And so this provides some.
That's because upper-income families don't have to take out student loans. It has nothing to do with skin color.
Some critics of the plan say the policy is unfair for those who have already paid off their debt,
and being
while
rich.
Others say the income threshold is too high.
I think the question is $125,000 maybe too high of a limit from a public policy standpoint? If a couple is making $250,000 a year jointly, do they need $10,000 of debt forgiven when they could easily afford to pay it a couple $100 a month?
Exactly.
That would entail
easily
over 10 years. And I think a lot of the debate will be around this might not be the most efficient use of resources. There could be better ways to target that money towards people that are really struggling and need it, whereas people in the middle to upper income tiers might not need that sort of debt forgiveness.
It's estimated that nearly 90% of borrowers earn less than $75,000 per year, but some economists think the plan will make inflation worse.
I do think the Biden administration is running a risk of accelerating inflationary pressures because people are going to have money to buy other things with. And I think that's the risk that they've decided they're willing to run.
Because it won't free up money until what, next year?
Canceling a lot of debt is going to be beneficial to a large number of students in a lot of ways.
And
now it's important to note this loan forgiveness policy applies to borrowers that have.
And the other thing is 90% of the debt is held by 13% of borrowers. So, I mean, this is such a joke. It's another gimmick to try and get votes. Another fucking gimmick. Just like declaring an emergency on the climate.